Hi, it's Jacquie Othen here. Today's Real Estate Real Talk is about buying a property when you own another property that you just don't want to let go of. I get this conversation or chat or question all of the time from past clients. They own a condo or they own a small home and now they're looking to upsize and buy either their forever home or a much needed improvement from what they currently own. So the question I always get asked is it worth keeping it? Or can I afford to keep it? So the first tip out of 3 is, can you afford to keep it? That's really a question for the bank or the lender that's actually looking at your finances. So what they're going to be looking for is the stress test and making sure that you, number one, qualify to buy what you need this time around and keep something that you've already had existing in your back pocket, and whether you can keep both of those and still be qualified for that. And also a question of, do you need to refinance your existing condo or property in order to get to your final home, whether it's a new investment or purchase? So the question is, do you qualify, and is it worth it, and does it cover itself? The second one is really the question to ask yourself, not making emotional decisions, but making really good calculated decisions, is, does that property have good future capital growth? So am I keeping something because I want to be a landlord, because it's a real fancy term? People love to know that they own so many different properties, but the question is, are you actually equity poor and you happen to own a ton of land that really doesn't have equity and you just want to be a landlord? Or do these properties actually have really good potential to grow capital and grow equity over the next 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, whatever time frame you're thinking of? And are they good, solid investments? So the things we want to look at are the age of the property you already own, the condition it's in, the location it's in, and if it's a great, solid investment to hold, and you've gotten a professional opinion on that, because I know sometimes we think it's a good choice, but you get an opinion of a professional and they're telling you that it's probably not a good reason to hold on to it, then you want to make a really good informed decision. And the third thing to think about is whether you have positive cash flow. So as a landlord myself, it makes sense to hold a multitude of properties when it makes sense. But if your rents are lower than what you actually need to cover in terms of a mortgage for property A, the one you already own, then you want to really ask yourself, if you're buying your dream home or you've got a reason where you desperately need more space or a new location, why hold on to property A if it isn't covering itself? Unless you're comfortable with the idea of being in property B, your dream home, and continuing to subsidize that old investment. In some situations, there's a really, really good reason why people would do that. But again, make sure that you get the advice of a professional real estate expert, meaning a realtor who has experience, who owned multiple properties, has known when to sell one, buy another, take the cash from one and buy a better one. And secondly, most importantly, you need the opinion of a mortgage broker. So if you're looking for a referral to somebody great, please direct message us and we'd be happy to connect you with someone fabulous.